Okay, so yeah, okay, so I was just gonna let you guys do like a question. I was telling them before, Eleni, that we're gonna do like kind of a question and answer of like how it's going with starting up the forms and if there's any like questions, and then also Maeve's here because she's really interested in learning more about docx. So like that's, and she's gonna learn along the way. And then also something we want to discuss is potentially wanting to move the weekly meeting so that we can all attend. I don't know if the Fridays at 9:15 work for you, but they don't for Aubrie. I don't know if they work for Maeve, but we want to make it so that everybody can go to those weekly meetings with the people at the appeals court. So just trying to figure out a time where we can all meet. Maybe this might be the weekly time, but we have to see what the court can do as well.
Okay, so this is a meeting. What are we meeting with the court? Is this for us to meet with the court?
Yeah.
What do you do? What happens during that meeting?
There's a point person from the court. I believe it was only one person from the court. I forget his name, but and it basically is just like, oh, like this looks good, and then, oh, can we change this? Like this, like just giving us feedback, really.
So it's like a lot more feedback than the trial court, because the trial court is much more like we just send it into the ether.
Right.
More feedback and like feedback along the way, which was really helpful. And so I think that it would be really important for us to be able to like all get on all week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like direct feedback.
Exactly.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be something that we want to do all together, and then talk to David and Quentin about changing that meeting and giving a few times that work for all of us every week that we could send to the appeals court.
Yeah, this time works for me, generally speaking. I mean, it's office hours, but I don't take breaks, so this can be my break.
Yeah, so if does this time work for Aubrie and Eleni?
Yeah.
And then awesome. So I will message David and Quint about that, and then if you guys have any specific questions, please just like shout them out, and then we can just get going.
If you don't have questions, maybe you could just take us through what you've done so far. Just thinking preemptively, because people don't always have questions, right?
That's a great point.
Right now I'm taking the spread and I'm putting it in the pita, in case anyone's interested.
And then
yeah, we have like a cooking show in the lower left-hand corner for me.
I'm making some pitas, and this is like some spread.
I'm waiting for you to pull out the blender and like.
No, this is all. Okay, sorry, I interrupted. So does anybody have any questions for Mia?
I don't have any questions. I do have an MVP version of my form that I've had no one to look at, though.
Oh my gosh, maybe we should run through that.
That would be awesome, because I already sent it to the court. So that was a bold move on my behalf.
I love that. Okay. Eleni, do you have any questions? Because you're doing one of these forms as your project, right?
Yeah. So I guess like I don't have any questions, but I also don't know if I completely know what's going on. So we're taking like a form from the list and completely coding it from scratch in docx, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like they don't get the wizard. So you kind of, there's a lot more like, I guess, legwork. The first
Actually,
step.
I have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Maeve. The wizard works for docx. Does anyone know how to do it? Because it does. The the clinic kids are using the wizard for docx.
Oh yeah, Quentin mentioned about how he's done it. I haven't run through it yet though.
So it's not from scratch. Sorry, Eleni, to hijack your question. But
you're correct. So you can actually put it into docx. You can put the docx into the wizard.
But you also have to create the docx probably before you put it through the wizard, correct, Aubrie?
Yes,
okay.
But like it's still like labeling the fields, but then you can run it through the wizard, so you don't have to like hand code every question.
Okay. I wonder if it would even be useful though for Eleni to, depending on what is your form. Let me just look at it. I wonder if it would even be useful for her to run it through the wizard based on our questions having already been written, she could do a lot of copy and pasting from
Oh yeah,
Or
like
in-
use yours
Yeah.
almost
Rather than-
basic questions, right?
because
Yeah.
the wizard might not be helpful in that instance where like whatever it's going to generate, she's just going to have to rewrite.
Yeah.
And just do it like how you guys have rewritten it.
I did, yeah. So, okay. I did find that the wizard I didn't need the wizard. So, Eleni, this is the first time that I've used docx also. And it wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was missing anything. I couldn't figure out how to get the wizard to use docx. And I didn't feel like I was missing anything by like not
You started with a
having it.
blank playground, and you started with a blank playground, and you literally just said like, go.
I started with Mia's playground and I copied and pasted a lot of things. No, I just like followed the format and I was like, okay, like this sheet, you know, I just need basic questions, but like you don't need this like huge metadata block.
Right.
And you don't, I didn't have all these things and like, yeah, like I'll have questions along the way, like how do I get the cork selector in and how do I do, but like you can still just copy and paste in like the signature flow, like just literally copy and paste it. So anyway, back to Lenny's question because I just hijacked that. I apologize.
No, I think
you
that's
like answered
really
most of
important.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're all talking over you. Like, what did you say, Lenny?
I was just saying that she didn't hijack my question. Aubrie like basically answered it.
That was really important.
But so you should have like the template and the questions so that the court has basically laid out what they want. Like they like have spoken into the world what they want your interview to say, and then we'll code that in basically.
Eleni, which form do you have?
I don't think I chose one.
Okay, so
I'll just take whichever one.
She's probably 4.
I am the 6A, and then Aubrie, which one are you?
I motioned to enlarge, so she's probably the 4th one on the list. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Thank you, Maeve. I'm like by myself here, like having a great time with that.
Did you pick it because of the name?
No, it was assigned to me and I had to have that moment by myself after.
Okay, which one should I do? I want to do one now.
Mia, scroll down to the next document. That is their priority list in order. So
Oh yeah, so you're doing a motion to stay, right, Mia?
Yes, I'm doing motion to say, okay, I think they wanted to do the single justice petition, Eleni.
yeah.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Did you hear that as well, Aubrie?
Yeah,
I don't,
heard that.
yeah, I think they
Okay.
assumed that Eleni had already been assigned something maybe because they gave me number 3.
Yeah, that's what you said
Okay.
to me, May, right? The single justice practice. Yes, okay.
Oh, there we go.
That's
Okay,
it.
so I do have the second one. Cool.
You're so cute.
I know, right? We just say how much we love her.
No.
Get in
Also-
the gang, Eleni.
Eleni, you were working in the library on Monday. Is
Jesus.
that true?
Aubrey, you are such a stalker.
Yes.
So I was there. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Eleni, but I'm not sure. We've never actually really met, and I wanted to come say hi, but I didn't want to be a weirdo.
No, you wouldn't have been weird. That would have made my day.
Listen, it
Well,
wasn't you.
No,
Eleni.
I was thinking
Weird.
about you.
That's
Does anyone else
okay.
see
What's up?
it's
231.
yeah, I see the questions. I have it open on my screen.
Okay.
I'm just going to share my entire desktop.
What's the miscellaneous template?
Motion for like
So
D. No, I don't think that's it.
it might just be for everything else though, because it's.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, no,
Wait, what are we-
miscellaneous motion questions. So that's
Oh,
a good one.
sorry. So what are we looking for?
We're looking for single justice petition, which is 231.
231. And you already have the questions, but we're looking for the template. It's right there. It's the last one.
Where is it? Oh,
Right there, the last one.
just read the line. All right. So, you haven't started yet then, Eleni, right?
Correct.
Considering that we just got our form.
No, so that was no, I wanted to clarify.
It's okay.
just to explain. Okay, so here is so basically the variable that you create based on this question is what you're going to put here. Like they did they did so much work that it's like it helps us a lot.
So where the square brackets are, you put the.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle. We
Hi,
should just teach
Michelle.
them how to code.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
Yeah, so they did a lot. I'm just going through the appeals form, the one that Eleni's doing. And then so the variable that is for each question, they did like for question 1, that's where they want question 1's variable to go, and et cetera, throughout the form. And I can give you an example from what mine looks like. Here. 2 seconds. So these were my questions, the one that's highlighted, and then this is the form. So this was question 1 based on here. So any of these answers will populate here based on the interview. And then we can go through like how it's different, like the conditional logic is going to be different in the docx file, and how you do the variables and writing that is going to be, have you done docx before, Eleni?
No.
Okay. And then it's so fun. It's so much more accessible than the PDF ones. I feel like, I don't know if anybody else agrees, but I like
I haven't
it.
gotten into one yet.
I find it's a little frustrating because you have to go and do logic in 2 places, though. That's what I don't like. Rather than in a PDF, you can do everything in the playground.
Right. So you're like interacting more with the doc, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it.
I don't know. I just, yeah.
But I do agree that like you have
more capabilities in the docx, or like if that was where you were going.
Yeah. But like I just don't like that.
But with the docx, you also don't have to have addenda, right? Because it just, the fields grow.
Right. You like there's a lot more freedom of what you could do. You're not so restricted by the form itself.
Something that's interesting on all of these is that we have, it's called the record appendix. And Aubrie and I had a meeting last night about this. We were trying to figure out how to get this to work. So basically it's the user can upload a bunch of like documents and images at the end, and they will appear, or the titles of those uploads will appear here in this list. That's currently not working. It's only one title is appearing, but
did you see Quentin's comment also? Because it didn't work for me. He gave us a new code and it didn't work for me. But anyway.
Oh no. Okay. Well, TBD. And then, but after this page, the attachments, like I've just been doing screenshots to get by the question, but they appear after like this page. I think it would make more sense if I went through the document. Do you have any specific questions, like just based on what we're saying? If I'm not explaining it well, anybody else please jump in.
Wait, so I have a question. What are you putting into the wizard?
Aubrie, explain that one.
So I don't know how to use the wizard with the docx because I couldn't use it. Michelle actually might be able to answer it. I know Michelle came here to talk about voting.
I did. No, this is
not to throw you under the bus here, but I just know that my friend in the clinic uses it, but I couldn't figure out how to use the wizard with docx.
So what is the question about the wizard?
Can you use the wizard with docx and how?
Supposedly you can, and I think the interface should be the same, but we can go ahead and try putting something in it and seeing what comes out.
I mean, we
Which,
can,
Well, not the same, but it should have similarities.
and so do you go through and do all your squiggly bracket tags and put that document in?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Can we do
couldn't
that right now?
do it.
We like have, or well, actually, never mind, because we haven't there for our Lenny's we haven't done the
Well, just do
We could do it with like
make
2
something with a
tags.
squiggly bracket, like do
Yeah.
2 squiggly brackets, like put
Yeah, we
that
could-
thing through.
Do a Lenny's with 2 tags, Mia, because
okay.
it takes a long time.
Let's see. I'm just gonna go to this one. Where-
I'll get the link to the wizard.
but you said we don't even need the wizard because you just like copy and pasted other code basically.
From
I
Mia's
found
playground.
Yeah, I found that I didn't need it. And it also, as like somebody new to docx, it was helpful to kind of slowly go through and build my code.
Mhm.
And like first I built my very basic questions like docket, plaintiff, built it up. And then I went back and did my if logic and everything. And I really built my forms slowly. And like that was helpful. And like I knew what was going on at each stage
So you
rather
didn't,
than
you
like,
didn't sit down and do the whole docx in one go and then put it through, right?
right. I mean, I tried that. It didn't work. And then when it didn't work after like 3 goes, I just asked Mia if she used the wizard. She was like, no. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do either. And and I got a form in under a week. So it like a working MVP in under
the
a week.
course.
So it was
Did you already know to the course, which is amazing, but
which was
like
bold.
yeah, but were you somewhat familiar with docassemble at that point?
With docassemble, yes. With docx, no.
Right. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm just saying not putting it through, because what the wizard is supposed to help with is with images. I have not seen that yet.
Okay, yeah. Can someone explain to me when the wizard suddenly like has the capacity or ability to do docx files as well? I like
That was
recent.
like a couple weeks ago or something.
okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that.
It's not like we just like were
No.
Wait.
We're forced to do it by hand now. A lot of the point of the wizard is to take care of code that people are not familiar with. So like to put code there
Right.
for new people who are like, where do I start with this stuff, right? So
Wait, Mia, where did you get this link?
Mir, that's your name.
Yeah.
Mir.
I clicked
Mir?
the
You can go to the oh, that's not that wizard.
Yeah.
That is
There's
very interesting. If you go to the Trello, have you been to the Trello recently?
new Trello
Yeah,
or the
there's
old
two-
Trello? Because now there's
either
two
one. Either one.
there, there's too many wizard links around.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's only one. There's 2 wizards that we use: the PDF one and the code generating one. And the code generating one has been the same link the whole time. So
I
it
was
doesn't
like
matter.
looking at this and I'm like, I don't know what this is.
So,
Yeah,
but
go to the Trello. Just go to the Trello and we'll show you where to.
why is this wrong? I'm just curious. Like, what would it do?
It's just not going to do the stuff that we need for mass
Yeah.
access doc assembly line interviews. It's going to do the like just generic thing. So it just doesn't integrate.
Trellos.
You can try looking at the pinned items. That might give you more luck, generally speaking.
Is the link in the workflow Google Doc the right wizard?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Is
Okay.
it? Yeah, it's the right wizard because it's
That's the wizard I was using and I couldn't get it to work.
You might have hit it when it was having issues. So
Maybe.
again, the
That's
development is
highly
super
likely.
recently. So when did you try to get it to work?
Like last week.
Yeah, it might have been. It's
That
under
happens to
development.
me.
It doesn't have like a stable branch right now. It just has a
Me, I just paid. Sorry.
pasted in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That happens to me a lot, Michelle. I like tend to grab things when there's just like a
Oh,
moment
yeah.
of a glitch, and then I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, this just like whole thing doesn't work.
I think you underestimate how many glitches happen. So it's not so rare, but I think that is the time
All right.
you happen to be on. So
And yes, Aubrey, I did use ketchup because I'm a
Yeah,
child. So
you need some tzatziki sauce, man.
I know it's not a very traditional piece of bread.
so it should say at the top assembly line wizard,
Oh, okay.
right? Document assembly wizard, not doc assemble. Wait, is that the same as I meant at the top of the first page, but like
So this is
That's okay.
interesting because, yeah, okay, there's a none of the above option because this is appeals court.
Mm. So maybe we should get Quentin to.
yeah, we don't
mend
this
that.
that we should talk to Quentin about because it's not in the list of courts, I don't
Yeah.
believe. So it doesn't have any data for it. It's not going to show up as a list in the list to choose.
So
a
add
court.
appeals court or
What?
So we might
just
write an issue to add the appeals court, yeah. Though it's gonna take some work, but yeah.
Do I?
But Aubrey's doing data work for that, so maybe it'll fall to her.
Oh no, I'm actually writing a memo now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to get them to let us do the docket scrape.
The what?
oh
I'm writing a memo to to the court to let us do the docket scrape.
Oh,
I meant to tell you, there's a call on tonight. It's like 1 a.m. my time for Legal Hackers Cleveland, and there's a person that's basically trying to make like a
it does.
Google map.
Mia, just pick something. We don't
Okay,
care
so
right
no,
now.
I was trying to pay attention. I don't
Yeah,
know.
sure. Sorry. Yeah,
Um,
go ahead. Sorry, Maeve.
Because this person got authority from the courts to, I'm pretty sure it's the Cleveland courts, to scrape data. For it's basically creating like a Google Maps for criminal process. Like if you get charged, what happens? So I'm going to be on that talk. So I'll ask her what the process was, like how she managed to convince the Cleveland, if it was Cleveland, how she managed to convince them to let them scrape the data, all that kind of stuff, because they got a lot of like data scraping on that.
Oh please,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'm confused.
You don't necessarily say scraping data from the court, by the way, but accessing the data from the court. Just people feel a bit more comfortable. So this is where you come up with the wording for the question, right? So for the text that is right to the left of the text that is to the left of the field, like here it would be the text that's above the field, because I think you're a little narrow, but. Okay.
I'm confused. What should the label? Oh, okay, I see. So this is gonna be like a colon, and then the fields will be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Or even just division. Text.
So yeah, you could have a text field that is C1 asks what kind of input is it, and they're going to be typing in it, so it's text. And what data type is it? It's not a number or currency. It is text, right? They're just typing a name.
And then this is still referring to the housing court division. So this is just gonna be like what?
What's the screen? Well, you only have one screen because you haven't, right?
What court is your? I don't know.
Yeah. What court is your case in? What court do you want your case to be in? Like, whatever.
There we go.
Though court division does have a variable name. So with docx, you also want to create it like you created the PDFs with the same variable name. So you would have actually just done courts 0.division. Well, courts 0_division, right? So you didn't quite use the right name, the right variable name for this.
What do you mean?
So remember how users 0 is a magic word? Like users did you ever make the PDF with the PDF fields? Did you ever write up the PDF fields?
Yeah, so this
Aubrie was
one, because
about
they aren't already in the like, you can't, because the appeals courts aren't in the like, you can't call them yet. I don't know how to explain this, but like
No. Yeah, it's not in the data yet. But what I'm talking about right now is the variable name that you gave the docx. It's a dummy one, but just in case this comes from a misunderstanding, right? I just want to make sure to cover this. You gave the variable name the name Housing Court Division, right? So that variable name, it's fine, but it doesn't follow our conventions, which is court underscore division, right? So we have a document that talks about the conventions for naming variables, right? And in that file, court underscore division is a word you can use that will get you an interaction with the court locator.
I think the goal of this was just to get it like super MVP, so that the labels would just show up. Like, I don't know. I see what you're saying. I just think
that wasn't the goal. I thought one of the MVP goals was to try, and I could be wrong.
I did this in like 4 hours to get it to the court. So
oh, sure. Okay.
It
Got
wasn't like it wasn't.
Okay,
like,
so
I do.
I'm not saying like change that now or whatever. I'm not saying like this is it. Like I said, this.
No, I see what you're saying.
Right?
I was just saying like
yeah.
This
is sufficient. It just yeah, Aubrie.
I just want to raise a point. I do think that we can use what the court's division 0 for the first one because it's referring to the lower court. It wants the lower court first, and we're going to need a different convention for the appeals because it needs to be separate.
Well,
I think, or so, I don't know if we need something different, but it's going to, because they want the lower court and then they want the appeals court. So we're going to need a way to differentiate them.
In that case,
it
would be court 1 underscore division and court 2 underscore division.
Okay, so it would handle it. It'll just ask for them twice. Okay.
Well, the parser will handle it. Whether the interview itself can handle it will depend a little bit on, I don't know the internals of how the court stuff works as well. And that can be something we can bring up with Quentin, right? So let's keep going though with the wizard and see the output so that we become kind of more familiar with that. I just wanted to point that out in case there was a misunderstanding.
At least one question on the screen is required, and then housing court division. Right? Okay.
Yeah. So if you read from the top, you like skip around, I totally understand. But if you read from the top, hang on, go all the way to the top, right? Please download the generated interview below. Gosh, I ought to write you some documentation that you definitely have to read from the top, just like all kinds of different, just so you get used to it, because it is a tricky skill to gain.
But this also, you guys tell us to read from the bottom half the time.
I know. Just go down all the way down to the bottom. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll start.
All right, it's true. That's fair. That's for error messages. That is, you know what? That is an incredibly good point, and I never thought of it that way.
I'm giving you a hard time.
No, but it's a really good point. With error messages, you read from the bottom. Wow, that is not a way I had thought of it. Like, I had not thought of that contrast. Holy moly! Sorry. So, do you understand what this is?
Do I? Yes.
Do you feel you understand what this is? Okay.
Oh no, I'm fine. We were getting Eleni set up.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Do you understand what this is, Eleni?
It's a YAML file.
It is. And what do you think you would do with the YAML file?
Upload it to Playground.
You know what? Why am I asking these questions? Y'all keep going. I don't know. You were looking at it for a while, and I was like, maybe there's a question here. I should not assume. Is there a question here?
And so, does that make sense, Eleni? Just going through the wizard like that? I think, I personally think like that you could do it without going through the wizard, just because you can build on top of what Aubrie and I already have, because the questions are so similar for each of the interviews. But it's totally up to you on how you want to attack it.
Is there a place where you and Aubrey's like already done code is? Is it like on GitHub or something? Or
Mine is on GitHub. I can send you the link to it.
Yeah, I'll put mine in our channel too.
All this code is open source and on GitHub.
Yeah. Do you know how to stalk GitHub, Eleni, without having to like download the code?
I like have used GitHub so minimally. Like I don't really know much about it.
Ooh.
Mia, do you want to show her how to just click through your
Exciting.
repo quickly? Is it a repo? No, your
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Your repo, just to see the code on GitHub without having to pull it.
Like my
That's not how I would do it. Personally.
Files. No, I don't think she's doing what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm
No, can I share my screen?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to.
I did not like that. So I'll give you my link. But if you go to anyone, like you can go to anyone in the Suffolk Lit Labs. But then when you're in here, if you click in Doc Assemble, and then you'll start going through files, and you'll just kind of keep clicking through, and then templates will get you their docx or PDF. With a docx, you will tap when you see docx and then view raw, which is, I don't know, funny to me every time. And it will download a PDF. You can see it and you're not going to be able to see mine when it downloads, but it downloaded a PDF you can see on the screen. If we go back. Then if you go, once we're still clicking through, if you go sources, I think, go static.
I never.
Very
Where's my
interesting.
Where's
You
my
don't have any
questions?
questions?
Yeah, where are my questions?
I don't think you pushed them.
What is the benefit of doing it like this? Because I never do it like this.
I just you don't have to pull code.
You just don't have to go into the playground just to be able to look at someone's files. Like if you're
so
just
I'll do a
hoping
basic
to
question.
their code.
Can you still copy and paste like with the same efficiency?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you
this
can
is how
still
I look
copy
at
and
basic.
paste with the same. I'd suggest if you're going to like, but okay, so if you're going to edit the files, then you want to pull. But if you're going to edit the files in order to make a new project, then it's a discussion we should have, because you can't just use the same repo over and over. You have to make a new repo. So that is done in a different way than the usual making of a new repo, which I don't think I've put on GitHub on the instructions document yet. So like if you just want to copy a few files, I would say, or one file, I would say use GitHub and copy and paste. Yes.
I like love GitHub, but I'm so bad at actually using it.
Yeah, you don't know the half of it. We all go through that. You can just refresh.
I'm still very intimidated by it.
Yeah.
I'm
Me too.
way too.
But I feel
I'm way
comfortable.
too confident. I'm like way too confident.
You were like, let me share my screen.
Okay, there we go.
Are you Steve Jobs? Jobs?
So you should get a file that says questions if you do it properly and you know what you're doing. You should see it.
Follow the instructions that Aubrie helped.
If you have people who know what they're doing.
So click in questions, show her what the heck it looks like. Okay.
And then you should get the YAML or YAMLs. What's the plural?
YAML.
YAML.
Wait,
YAML.
Aubrey, can you just do that one
YAMLs?
more time, just so I can
Yeah.
check on my end as well?
Yeah, I'll start from the beginning.
YAML
is what it looks
files.
like.
Yeah.
YAML files.
Aubrey shows how to do
Doc
it.
assemble.
You tap in docassemble.
Mm.
Then on your data.
Yep, and then you should get whatever your pack. I think it's whatever you named your package folder.
Okay. What did you?
And then mine is motion to enlarge time to file.
Yep.
And then data,
Yep.
data. And then questions, sources, static,
data.
templates.
And you do templates.
Templates is where your PDF or docx files are going to be. I tap in questions when I'm looking for people's YAMLs.
Actually push your YAML full. That is the cutest thing.
Mhm.
So when you tap in questions, you'll see your YAML.
Okay, got
If
it.
you have a YAML.
Amazing.
Mhm.
So that's where I copied all of Mia's stuff. I didn't actually ever pull in Mia's questions because that's a waste of my
Okay.
time.
I never knew that we could do that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Interesting.
that's how I creep on everybody's YAMLs.
Mhm. When I ask you for your repository, a lot of times I just look at your code in the repository.
Meaning this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what the problem is. Sometimes I'll pull it in, but half the time I'll just look in the repository.
The benefit of pulling it in would also be to run the interview
Mm-hmm.
and then like see the source on like
How it works
put
for
on
sure.
the error or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes so much.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is confusing you
Yeah,
at all.
because I have experience with some of these errors. Sometimes I can just look at the YAML and be like, I see what's going on. Right. But yes, I mean, yeah, especially with errors, it's very useful to just pull it into your repo. I'm just telling you my deep, dark secrets.
Does that make
Interesting.
sense, Eleni?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
This
It's
is
like
all recorded, so you get to come back and enjoy this.
Yeah, perfect.
For your viewing
like-
pleasure.
I'm gonna need to watch it while I'm doing it
Yeah.
to actually get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I was able to have Aubrie slow down and be like, wait, go back. Okay. So I'm trying to think of what we should do next. Or is there any specific questions you have, Eleni, in order to get started?
You
Voting.
guys answered all of my questions.
Voting stuff.
Look at
Sorry.
Igor in the background there, just licking
Aw.
away.
Yep. He's into it.
I don't have any specific questions. I think I'm going to just reach out to Quentin and Dave and just say, once this civil action cover sheet goes off, I think today or tomorrow, what can we pull a appeals court form and kind of like work on that and what the story is, and then I'll probably have more questions.
It looks like what is the other one? That miscellaneous form is the other one that we have both the question and the yeah, it looks like the miscellaneous one is the other one that we have both the template and questions for. But there is that big long list of all of them.
Yeah.
I wonder if the miscellaneous one, like how many apply to the miscellaneous one?
Guys, what's so funny is that I know when like you guys wake up now, because whenever I text somebody from the States, then they literally like will open their phone and then text me. So like Jordy's just texted me like, hey. I was like, girl, it's 9:45. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Are there any more appeals relevant questions? Was this helpful?
100%.
Okay.
Always
found
push.
it helpful. I learned. Okay.
I'm going to stop recording and then chat a little bit amongst ourselves. I'm going to stop recording and then chat a little bit. I've got like 13 minutes until my next call.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.